Weganoagerono, and welcome to another episode of Straight Talk. I'm one of your hosts, Michael Stock Sr., and today we have only
Ross Montour.
So today we're going to have the Ross and Mike show.
Yeah.
Chrissy's not in. She has a prior commitment, and the show must go on.
Break a leg, man.
Break a leg. And I came here, I didn't go out all morning as I was so swamped with work. And I seen the sun, but I thought it was a little cool because this morning when I got up at 5:30 it was cold. But then when I went outside, man, it was really nice.
At 9 o'clock it was like +2.
But even +2, I don't know what it is now, but coming from my house to here, it was nice. It was like this kind of weather.
But yesterday it hit a high of +9, so that's cool. Because I was getting worried about this March lion thing, like hanging around.
Yeah.
But it's done.
Everybody's worried about the snow and whether it's
going
to get it.
It's going.
Yeah, it's pretty well almost gone. We may get another storm, but look at.
They're saying maybe flurries by the weekend.
Yeah, look at 2-3 years ago. We had I think it was April 12th or so. We had almost a foot of snow, but it only lasted a couple of days.
Whatever it is, it's done. But the weather's nice. People are out walking. So that's cool, man. It was, to me, it was not an unbearable winter, but long enough.
Yeah,
long enough.
I think that with the sun and with the more light we have, people will be more. Hopefully, will be in a better mood. Not saying that they weren't, but if you're in the house all the time, you're not getting that fresh air, and and there's more people walking now, and more kids getting out, and more activities, and. I guess it's good for everybody at the same time.
Well, you know what? When you have a long winter and long periods of dark, some people are sensitive to it. They talk about that. What is
Depression,
it? SADS.
Yeah.
Seasonal affective disorder. Everything's a disorder now. I'm not sure about that stuff. Sometimes I look at it and I go, yeah, really, come on.
That and isms.
Schisms, isms, and disorders. But seriously, but you get vitamin D3 from the sun, which you need, and you can't get it from any. Well, I think you can get it in pills now, but
I get my rush from my coffee.
Yeah, well, but you need the D3 though. You need the D3 for it affects your serotonin and all that stuff, and your bones and all the rest of it. So get out there and have a little walk, ride around the car on the sunny side.
Yeah, one of the things that I guess we can talk about briefly is that the radio station.
30 years.
30-year anniversary.
30 years anniversary. It's hard to believe 30 years has gone by quick, but the radio station has seen and gone through and been a part of remarkable times, and played remarkable roles in remarkable situations.
A lot of people have been through those doors.
Yeah,
some good and some not so good, but
I mean, but I suppose that's like any other place. It's the people who make it. The radio station, if you just take the idea of a radio station, if you think about Kahnawake pre-radio station, that was number one, the first sort of full-bore media. there had been little newspapers and things over the last 100 years at different times. But the radio station became, especially in '90, it became a nexus for information. The only way you could get accurate information, because you couldn't really rely on the outside media. From the radio station, other things come up, like the Eastern Door, as a result of the same remarkable situation. But 30 years providing the service, and it's always been, at least earlier, it came out of the cultural center. And so it was part of keeping the culture alive. So language is a big part. That's sort of fallen a little bit more by the wayside. They are making attempts to have language on there.
I remember the Cultural Center were broadcasting on television. Live.
Yeah.
It wasn't, it was sort of like if you had good rabbit ears and you were trying to get that channel.
Zero in.
Trying to get it, but they were, they were one of the first ones to actually test the waters and try to get into. I don't know why it never went anywhere, but I think it's because of the expense at the time. And the technology is the same.
Technology is a huge part of that. When you look at what we have here right now, 20 years ago, this wouldn't have been as possible as it is now. So that's remarkable. But one of the things the radio station did for media in the community and the community in general was it just showed what people could do.
Yeah.
In terms of having their own source of entertainment that could compete with the surrounding outside, try and maintain some sense of community. It actually started during a period of time where there were monies available for community radio in Canada. So the first broadcast signal was weak, even by today's standards. I don't think it went 6 miles. But it was important, and it really ran off of volunteerism for the first little while. That was Conway Jocks, of course, was the guy at the helm. And boy, during his time in '90, I mean, he hobnobbed with Peter Zosky, who was a staple of Canadian radio throughout all those years.
So congratulations to them for 30 years. It's they've helped out the community a lot in regards to being a catalyst for information, and they helped out a lot in some of the fundraising efforts in the community that were huge. So,
well, notably the fire department there for the truck, that was a huge one,
So good job.
Yeah.
It was a springboard for a lot of the media, and keep up the good work, and hopefully last another 30 years.
Yeah, and be open to new visions. There you go. Anyways, 30 years. Apparently they're having a 30-year bingo or something.
Yeah, I think it's on April 1st, and some people were
April Fool's Day?
April Fool's.
Just kidding. It's only $30.
So people weren't sure whether or not it was $30,000 or whatever.
$30.
But as far as I know, it's true. But and that's only according to the information from Facebook.
Yeah, from Facebook. If Facebook is getting quite the reputation, for Facebook depression, for Facebook bullying.
We talk about that a lot, and it's funny because although we have all this media in the community, you want to know anything right from the minute that it happens at any time? Facebook. I think it's a bigger media in this community than even this. So.
Yeah, but Facebook. When you think about it, Facebook again, it's in the 21st century, but it is essentially the same thing as 40 years ago, before there was a radio station, before there was a newspaper. How did you find out things? Because your style was on the phone with somebody, and word gets, and it still does.
And you had party lines. This is the biggest party line you can have.
Exactly. So it's just really the same old thing in a new skirt.
And it has its bad side to it too.
but isn't it? You could say that's the same thing with any media form. It's like television. They always talk about that with television, is that potentially. It had the greatest potential for good, but it also had the greatest potential just for a lot of crap. Yeah. And so Facebook is what you make of it. Some people use it for networking. People ought to use it for advertising.
Yeah, and
information.
And it's good for jobs. For so many different things, and it works. In some respects, you actually save money by doing it on Facebook for free, or if you went to Craigslist or Kijiji or something like that, instead of paying all that money for advertising, now your people are getting it for free. So it's like
how is that affecting? I mean, how is that affecting local business? To say, I mean, a guy who has a business can advertise on Facebook, but it means they're not going to the traditional advertising. I mean, why? In a sense, why take out a full page ad in the Eastern Door for X hundreds of dollars? You can just sort of put up a page on Facebook.
You know what? We rely on advertising to continue our business, and like everybody else, I guess, in media. But unfortunately, we're expensive. The other medias have their own rates that are higher or lower depending on what you want as a product. But I think that us in our businesses, we've gotten more response from going to Craigslist, Kijiji, Facebook than we've ever did even on this on advertising on this.
Yeah, really.
So.
Anyways, so that's it. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit more than about Facebook when we come back from break, because one of the things I've noticed on Facebook, and we'll talk about this, is the idea, it keeps coming up about a sexual predators
Registry.
registry.
Yeah.
You've seen it on Facebook, so we'll talk about that. But don't go away. We'll be right back with more Straight Talk after these messages.